What's up, world? Welcome to The Positive Truth, uplifting and positive news for a more progressive society.
Hello. Here at The Positive Truth, we're trying to bring awareness, empowerment, inspiration, optimism, and understanding to communities everywhere.
I'm JP.
I'm Tim.
Thank you for tuning in. We're talking about Christmas special, how you can give back for the holidays today. But before we get to that, major announcement. Tim, you want to tell them about it?
Major announcement. Oh, oh my gosh, I forgot all about it. We are changing things up. We are going to start. What are we doing? On Mondays, Wednesdays, we are.
Wow, Tim, this is the best selling pitch I've ever heard in my life, man.
I was zoned out. I'm like, what is he talking about news? We didn't talk about this, and I just remembered. We talked about this.
So we're going to change up the format. We've been giving you positive news, followed by an issue. We're going to change it up. We're going to do it 3 days a week. Every Monday and Wednesday, there's going to be an audio podcast we're going to put out on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on Google Play, on iTunes, talking about positive news you're probably not hearing to uplift you, make your whole week better. You'll get twice as much of it. It will be fresh, up-to-date, instant. And on Fridays, we're going to keep on doing what we've been doing, talking about issues, what the issue is, why it's a problem, facts about it, and how to change it for the better. And be bringing you interviews. It's still going to be, the Friday episode will still be recorded. You can still see Tim's pretty face on YouTube.
Pretty face. All right.
You're the married one, man. You're the pretty one.
Yeah, only to her right now.
So we're going to be doing that.
When are we doing that, JP?
We are doing it on the 2nd, 2017. So basically 2 weeks from now, we're going to be bringing that to you. We just think we're just trying to bring you as much as we can. The Positive Truth is about everyone. It's about loving, caring for everyone. Doesn't matter your age, your race, your sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, or religion. We're trying to help and bring together everyone. So please, you're never going to pay for this podcast, but hit that like button, share with a friend, and subscribe. It'll help us a lot. Go on iTunes, leave a review, 5-star review for us, push us up. And you taking that 2 minutes out your day will share this positive news to everyone, and that's what we want.
That was an amazing sales pitch. So everybody out there, give JP a round of applause.
I can hear it. I
can feel the vibes right now, man. Well, man, let's get to some positive news stories.
You want to start? You want me to?
After you, sir.
So you have a dog, right?
Yes, Captain the Dog McCoy.
Can you tell me some of the health benefits of your dog that you think there are?
Health benefits. I know I'm a lot happier whenever he's like, chilling with me. If I'm watching TV with the wife or something, he comes, lays on my lap, I'm definitely less stressed. I can feel the love, man. I can feel the love. Okay.
Well, that's what my positive news story is about. In an Australian hospital in Newcastle, they basically did a trial of giving sick patients pets to help them with their recovery, and it increased the recovery time by 30% on average.
Nice.
So that's very optimistic, very helpful. Most experts are like, keep animals out of hospitals. They're disease-ridden, they got fleas, we don't want them around. But all the benefits of therapy dogs through this first trial has been positive. They're going to start doing it in Britain and France later on this year. It's just medical profession getting better.
Man, that's amazing, too, with something so simple.
Exactly. You would never think that.
You got to lose that old school way of thinking sometimes. But let's go over to mine. Well, Thanksgiving was about a month ago, right? So let's talk about some Thanksgiving stuff. I know this, I read this story, and I actually know this kid. So before I go into the story, I know a kid, not this kid that I'm talking about, but a kid that did something similar to this. But it didn't quite turn out this way. So now that I told you that part, let me tell you the positive news story.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you afterwards with the kid that did the exact same thing and how it turned out for him. So, a boy in Florida, he decided to call 911 because it was Thanksgiving Day, and he wanted to invite some deputies over that were on duty to come eat Thanksgiving at his house, right? See, for us, exactly. That was when I first read that line, I'm like, time out. This didn't end so well whenever I found out this happened, but I'm gonna keep going because it's positive. Basically, the communications officer answered the phone, and she said, I'm sorry, sir. Our son, we can't really do stuff like that. But anyways, the long story short, 2 officers ended up coming over to the house, took pictures with him, gave him a badge. He was sitting in the patrol car. He just had a blast of a time, and all he wanted to do was give back to the police officers, which that's the positive story to it. Funny side to it is, I know a kid that did this when I was a kid. Not only did he get put in handcuffs, cops scared him, but his parents allowed the cops to do it to scare him, to make it seem like he was going to jail. So kids out there, if you're listening, do not call 911 unless it's an absolute emergency.
So why don't you tell the kids how you can give back to the police officers?
You can give back to the police officers in many different ways. You can volunteer. You can call and ask where to volunteer is probably the best thing you should do. Not 911, but the local police station. I'm sure they have a different number, which I don't know your local police station number, but I'm sure you could Google that and find it. They have different, I don't know, what else could you do to volunteer for police officers?
You just call them, tell them you appreciate them, write a letter. Letters are wonderful. Send us to the police station. Like you said, call and help.
I mean, call.
Just don't call 911.
That's really what I was trying to get at. Just don't call 911. But that leads to another positive story from JP.
Okay. So since we're talking about Thanksgiving, a lot of people think about food for Thanksgiving, right? Well, the Scottish government is considering enshrining a right to food law in Scotland. So it doesn't matter your socioeconomic status or anything. They're going to set up houses where you can go get a meal 3 times a day for anyone that's Scottish. It's the right to food. They don't feel like anyone should be hungry. There are too many hungry people in Scotland. I just think that's amazing.
That's super generous.
There's 1 in 4 kids in Oklahoma that go hungry every single night. Hopefully in a few years, this trend keeps on going. The right to food gets to everyone, not just Oklahoma, not just Scotland, the world. Shout out to Scotland.
Yeah, real talk. Shout out, because that's amazing.
That's real short, but hey.
It's all good, man. Positive news is positive news. That being said, you're a server, JP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a server. We know how it is around the holidays. People are a little bit more giving, and some people are a little bit more not so giving. But as a server, I mean, we make a little bit more money around the holidays, I feel like. Well, this guy named Ben Miller, he works in a restaurant in Houston, Texas. This customer came in, sat down in his section, and was conversing with Ben, and they were talking about how Ben was saying how he misses his family in Ireland, because that's where he's from, and the customer was like, hey, I just went to Ireland, I loved it. Long conversation. Ben goes out and does his own business, he's serving other tables as well. Well, long story short, this man left Ben a $750 tip and said, I hope this helps you get back to Ireland to visit your family. Ben had no idea he was going to do this. Ben didn't ask him for help. It was just a short conversation. Ben didn't even get the guy's name or anything. He found his name by looking at the credit card information, and he wanted to get a hold of him, but there was no way to get a hold of him, so he decided to share a story online, and it's growing more and more. I don't know exactly what the number is, how many shares it has, but he basically wants to share the story and is hoping that he hears it because he wants the man to know how happy he was and how far his generosity went, because he took a picture with his family whenever he went to Ireland, his wife and his new daughter.
That's what's up. Hopefully, this is why you should always tip at least 20% restaurants. But those tips can go a long way. You're just giving a few extra dollars. That's a whole nother Christmas gift for someone else. We're talking about the holidays today, so I like that one, Tim. I have nothing to add to that. That's just awesome.
Man, especially as a server, man, there's been times where I've gotten, $100 tips or so, and I look at it and I shake, what did I just get? Oh my gosh. I freak out, but I can imagine $750, that's a lot of people's rent.
Man. I like that one. Well, my last story. Do you have another story?
I do.
Okay, so my last story is about the Alaskan Airlines. It's a Washington state-based, basically commercial flight group. They made history by being the first flight to basically use renewable jet fuel. 20% of their jet fuel is renewable, and that will save on average 1,000 gallons a year for the airline.
Nice.
And that's about 142,000 metric tons of CO2 not going in the atmosphere.
Wow. That's great for global warming.
Absolutely. And it's one of the things you never think about. Everyone's concerned about their car. I would never thought about renewable energy, like renewable jet fuel for airplanes.
I don't fly that much to think about it, I guess.
142,000 metric tons. That's a lot being not in the atmosphere.
That's great. That's saving our planet.
Hopefully, there's a lot of different airlines. Hopefully, they all keep it up.
Hopefully, it inspires.
Usually, when you hear global warming news, it's like, there's a Grand Canyon in the Arctic. There's no glaciers.
That's really all the news you hear.
So this is something positive about global warming.
That's great, man. That's real good. Well, I'm going to finish the positive news with Margaret H. Hamilton. For people that don't know, she was the lead for MIT's nascent software engineering division. She wrote the software for Apollo 11's guidance and navigation, which Apollo 11 was the first space flight to the moon. Lance Armstrong, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Got you. Well, she was awarded the United States' highest civilian honor. Guess what that is?
I'm amazed. I'm just keep going.
The President Medal of Freedom. She's also the person who coined the term software engineering. Even though Apollo 11 was almost 50 years ago, she is still a great example to young women everywhere.
That's where I was going to take that. There's this idea like women in math, women in engineering. I have a friend's getting an engineering degree. It's like there's no women in there. It's like 10-20%. So he's like, we like all the girls because there's no girls in our classes. So if you hear that, like, that's a woman that helped out a lot in our space stations. I think NASA's the best, my personal opinion.
Agreed.
Did you see those photos of Pluto?
I did not.
Damn, you're missing out, man.
No, we need to, man.
Missing out, man.
I am. I really am. I need to get back on life.
So, she got an engineering degree back in the 50s.
And it was a lot harder to get an engineering degree as a woman.
I know my mom, whenever she went to college, like, they would only let her get a teaching or a nursing degree, and she had to wear a dress every day.
Wow.
So, we've come a long ways. We've still got a long ways to go for women's rights.
But
shout out to her.
Shout out to Margaret H. Hamilton.
I like that. What are we talking about today, Tim?
Man, we are talking about giving back during the holidays.
What does the holidays mean to you?
Holidays for me starts right when Halloween is over. And all
Halloween?
Yes, man. That's whenever you start putting up decorations in the house for Thanksgiving. I'm a married man. My wife likes to do this. I have to go with it, okay? I have to go with it. I have a Friendsgiving, a Thanksgiving, put up the Christmas tree on December 1st.
So what do the holidays mean to you, besides the decorations?
Holidays means food, family, and relaxation. That's what it means to me.
So, to me, it's always been about giving back. You know, some people, they think about holidays, they're really cynical. It's like it's just keeping our economy afloat. It's just spending a lot of money on stuff we don't need.
That's very true.
Some people, it's all about Jesus and Christ.
That's very true.
For me, it's always been like about giving back. Most fun about Christmas for me is just getting a good gift, which is really hard sometimes because they give you no hints. My family members, at least, I don't want anything. Oh, geez, thanks. Even the nephews, they're like 14. I don't want nothing. Like, when I was 14, I wanted everything. How do you not want anything?
I don't understand these kids these days. I ask my kids on my cross-country and basketball teams, hey, I drew your name. I'm not supposed to tell you, but hey, what do you want? I'll get it for you. It's all good.
Secret Santa?
Yeah, and I don't know, coach. I don't know. It's whatever. Whatever you want to get me. Like, what is y'all's problem? Thought I had any kind of adult come up to me, hey, what do you want? I get it for you. Actually, probably don't even know what I would have said back then, man. What was I into?
Shoes.
Shoes. I was into shoes back then.
Gym shorts.
Yeah, something. Something useful, man.
That shows a good thing about these kids, that they're not that greedy.
That's true.
Greedy like we were. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. 3 ways you can give back in your community. Tim, what's your first one?
Man, my first one is volunteering.
Volunteering where at, or just volunteering in general?
Volunteering in general. I don't want to say anything too specific, but I'll go with a soup kitchen, or like a Ronald McDonald house. I went there a couple times during the holidays especially back when I was in school. And whenever I got to college, we had to do some community service hours, and I always went back to the Ronald McDonald's house. I just enjoyed being there. Got to talk to kids, play with them. Whenever they're done playing, got to clean up after them and stuff, which it's a little bit of hard work where you have to get on your knees and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're giving back. And
Hard work playing with kids?
afterwards, the cleaning up part. I mean, I was cleaning baseboards and stuff. She handed me like some rubber gloves and a cloth and was like, "Here you go." I'm like, "Whoa, what is going on?" I thought I'm about to read a book, play some video games. And no, it wasn't like that at all. But I mean, we did play a little bit of video games, some card games, just got to spend some time one-on-one with some sick kids. And to me, being 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, not thinking anything of it, I had a lot growing up, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm always wanting more. Again, like you said earlier, we're greedy.
Yeah.
We were some greedy
Selfish.
kids. Yeah, we were very selfish. We weren't thinking about anything else. And whenever we volunteered, when we started volunteer, I started realizing, man, holidays aren't just about me. Volunteering and spending an hour of my day meant so much to this kid that he's probably going to talk about for weeks to come, versus for me, nobody's visiting me and I'm not caring about it whatsoever because I have so much. And to me, after visiting a kid and making his day, making his holidays that year, makes me want to do it all the time.
So I got basically the exact same thing as you do, except mine's a little more specific. Mine is volunteering at a senior living facility. So basically, I read the statistic that says too many nursing homes basically are just dumping ground for older people. 80% of them don't have regular weekly visits. So you just going up to a senior living facility, spending time with someone can do wonderful things. Write a letter, call them, talk to them. Most people, like I volunteer a lot too. It's like you volunteer at the food bank or at a children's home. You never volunteer at a senior citizen's home. And all they need is someone to talk to. It's the holidays, it's giving back. It's the best thing you can do. Fewer than 50% of nursing home residents have regular visitors. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, that is.
So you can call a nursing home and they'll give you a number, a letter. You can just write, call someone, talk to them once a day, once every few days, make a friend. It's so easy. It makes the community so much better.
You can learn a lot from them too.
Absolutely.
Wisdom. Really don't have wisdom unless you live life, and nobody's lived life more than our senior citizens.
You learn a lot, man. So Tim, what is your second one?
My second one is spend time with the youth. As a high school coach, I hear a lot of stories from these kids around the holidays. Some of them don't get Thanksgiving dinner, some of them don't get a Christmas at all whatsoever. And really, that's not the most important thing to them. For them, it's just somebody spending time with them, an adult having an adult conversation with these young teenagers, young 12-year-olds, 11, 10-year-olds. They just want somebody to spend time with. So for me, I know this year I'm making sure I spend a little bit more time with the youth, whether that means inviting some of my teammates or my athletes over for the holidays to have a team night, a movie night or something. But for sure, just to know that let them know that the holidays aren't meant to be alone, I guess. You know what I mean?
They're definitely not meant to be alone.
At all whatsoever. And there's a lot of kids. I know after Thanksgiving, talking to one of my athletes, and he was talking about how he didn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving. They were supposed to go to Texas, and it didn't go through, and he just stayed at home. And it kind of broke my heart because he was telling me the week before how Thanksgiving is his favorite holiday. His grandma cooks so much, and it's like, so what did you do that day, And just watched TV, hung out, went to McDonald's. Like, man, that's a normal day for you, though. And he didn't get to spend the holidays with Thanksgiving Day with his family like he normally does. And to me, it hurts. And then you go back, I go to school the next week, and you hear stories that kids didn't do anything. And this definitely was recent for me about a month ago, where I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to make sure I do something to spend time with the youth. And that's what I want to challenge everybody else out there, is to spend time with the youth. Find somebody down your street or something.
Can I change that a little bit?
Oh, go ahead.
Can we challenge everyone to spend time with someone that's not going to be doing anything over this holidays? Like, invite them to an event with you. You know, someone that they're not from here, they're from out of state, all their families, and maybe their families in Ireland. And they don't really have anyone to spend time with. Invite them to your Christmas. There's just one easy way. Get a Christmas get-together. Doesn't have to just be youth, and be anyone. So
I will accept that challenge.
Absolutely. One of the two. Just help out, give back.
I'm accepting that challenge. If anybody else does accept that challenge, please share it on social media. We would love to hear it, and we'd love to share it.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it on the Monday, Wednesdays. It's coming out in 2017.
Yes, sir.
Keep on uplifting. My second one, it's about the selfish thing we were talking about all the gifts we wanted.
Right.
So everyone goes out and they buy Christmas gifts. So my challenge to everyone out there is whenever you buy one gift for someone, buy a gift for someone you don't know. That's my whole challenge. So I have like 9 people I have to buy gifts for. So I'm gonna buy 9 gifts for people I don't know. And the thing is, every little bit counts. It doesn't matter if it's not an expensive gift. So you can go to Walmart and get socks and underwear for a homeless person, because homeless people, most people don't realize this, they get donated like coats, pets, shirts, like they never get donated socks or underwear. So they all, I can't imagine a world where I had on like horrible socks all the time. So the feet are always messed up. So just you giving out underwear to the homeless shelter, that's like a $2, $3 gift, can help out so many people.
And I accept that challenge.
That's just one idea though. There's so many things you could do. You could buy like canned goods, hand them out. Corn is like 80 cents, man. Like these don't have to be expensive gifts, but they're the most important gifts because they're not like a video game, something you play for like a year, and then
don't touch it again.
Exactly. This is something that's like going to help someone in their life for a long time. Just be creative.
Speaking of creative, we're giving back, right?
Yeah, tell them, Tim.
We are giving back. So, JP's mom, she made some hats. She made plenty of hats. And what me and JP decided to do, we're like, how could we give away these hats? And we decided we're going to go out next week, and we're going to go.
I think by the time they hear this, it'll be the week before.
Oh, yeah, because, maybe next month. We'll go out next month, and we're going to give away hats to anybody homeless that we see, anybody that's on the streets, anybody that's cold. And we're hoping that it does them justice.
Facebook Live it?
Oh, we're definitely going to Facebook Live this. It's going to be all over social media, for sure. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to have an interesting time out there in the cold.
But see, that's just like one easy way you can give back. Like that's something like didn't cost my mom anything. And that's her giving back to the community.
We're about to show them how easy it is on Facebook Live.
It's just really easy. That's my challenge to everyone. Just for every gift you give to someone, buy a gift for someone you don't know.
Dope. Well, I'm going to go back to my last way to help. My last way to help is organize a family or friend event. During the holidays, again, this goes back to spending time with the youth. A lot of people aren't doing anything. Even if you're spending time with your family, a lot of times, from my friends' perspectives anyways, they're sitting down in front of the TV after they eat, falling asleep. So instead of going that route, let's go ahead and try to organize some kind of game night after the food is over with. Some kind of game night for the kids, some kind of game night for the adults, or whether it's, during Thanksgiving and everybody plays that football game. What do they call it? What bowl game is it? I know a lot of people call it some Thanksgiving bowl or something. Man. That's right. I forgot, JP. I apologize. If it was a basketball question,
I would have got the answer to it.
I know you would have. But anything, just set up some kind of...
Can I rant real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it, man.
So we grew up in Oklahoma, right?
Indeed.
How many times did we think this place was boring? All the time.
Yeah.
It's like I remember when I was like 17, 18, being like, there's nothing to do in Oklahoma except drink and like have kids. That's why everyone is...
I think we all had that conversation together, actually.
It's like, I don't drink, and I'm for sure not having any kids. That is way too expensive. It's just there's nothing to do here. But as I got older, it's like, you still get the same problems. It's like, I can't really go to the club and boogie anymore. It's not fun. The music is way too loud. I don't know the music. I just got introduced to this young thug guy. He doesn't speak English, and people like his raps.
Oh, man.
It's like you realize you're too old when you hear the rap music, and you're like, what is this crap? But that, my thing is, I've learned, hanging out with your friends is the best. We all get together and watch a game, just talk about life. It doesn't cost that much. It doesn't cost anything.
Anything.
It's way more productive than like drinking yourself to death or doing some sort of drug. You're sober. You can have fun. You can invite over. Like you can have fun sober, kids. Like
Let them know again. Let them know, Jake.
You can have fun sober. So like it's the best thing you can do. So if you have a family night, like it doesn't have to be anything special. Like I really like that idea. Just hang out, play a card game, play apples to apples, play dominoes. Like play a game without you getting all crazy angry. Like play Wii Sports, play a little bit of exercise. Just it's a way to have fun and like not be self-destructive. You can do that all year round, but the holidays is just an excuse. Like, hey, let's have a Christmas get together. Like people can't just throw in like, oh, I have something to do
It's the
when
best
you're really
excuse.
just at home watching Netflix.
It's the best excuse ever, though, in all reality. The holidays is one of the only times where everybody has, like, nothing to do. You're off on Christmas, most likely.
It's like you're super busy off. So, yeah, that's my rant. Like,
Nah, you're good. I love the rant, man. I loved it. It went in with everything. So, yeah, I mean, again, if instead of sitting down and going to sleep after you guys eat, set something up, guys. Spend some time with your family. Get your mom to play a game she never normally played. I'm sure it'd be fun.
play horse outside, throw a football around. It's real easy. It's productive. It's healthy. Builds community. My last one is about time. It's about time and money. So, Tim, you ever like spent $1 for gum? It's like 93 cents, and you just put the 7 cents in your pocket. And you just put it in a bucket somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I got a little cup holder in my car. It's full of change and...
So my challenge to everyone out there is take your spare change and give it back to an organization. That might be $100 a year, but there's 320 million Americans, right? That's $3.2 billion a year if everyone gives back, or maybe that's more. Doing the math in my head.
I couldn't do the math in my head right now.
It's
I tried.
just like your spare time, your spare money is so valuable for your community. If you have 30 minutes, like there's 168 hours in the week. If you take 30 minutes to give back to your community in any way, and everyone did that, think about how much better your community would be. So if it's snowing and icing outside, just one way to give back, scrape the ice off your car, scrape the ice off your neighbor's car. It's real simple. They'll appreciate that. You build a connection. You all start talking, you all start looking out for each other. So whenever hey, I'm going on a road trip, can you watch my house? Yeah. They see some suspicious character around, they call the police. All of a sudden your community is safer. All of a sudden your kids are playing together. They're not, drinking or going to some stupid club,
I hear that.
wasting their ears. Why are clubs so loud? That's another one of my rants. Why are clubs so damn loud?
Man, people go deaf when they're drunk, man. They just go deaf. I've been there.
So it's just like little things you can do to give back to your community, like rake some leaves for a neighbor, talk to someone, like, or
Talk
just
to someone. I love that. Talk to someone.
like get off your phone and just like go have a conversation with someone you know. You see something wrong with your neighborhood playground set, just paint it. You're an artist, like paint a mural somewhere. Like just build in your community with that little spare time and use like your spare change over the year and give it back to like one nonprofit. Like any nonprofit, doesn't matter. That spare time, that spare money, if everyone does it, will make the world a whole better place. Most of the time we focus on like the election, like such and such got elected. The world's gonna end.
Man.
But the thing is, like, change starts at a local level. You gotta work at the bottom and then work up. It's like if you're working out. Like you can't just lift 600 pounds the first day. You gotta build some muscle first, build some technique, build some practice. That's what you going and spending some time talking to your neighbor, helping them out does. And then all of a sudden you get a muscle base, your community gets stronger, and you can just keep on going, and all of a sudden the whole world's a better place because you took 30 minutes a week to help out. And you took your extra $100 and change from Starbucks and you gave it back. It's real simple. Just give back, man. Makes the whole world a better place.
It's that simple. Put your change in a jar, find a nonprofit that you care about, and donate.
There we go.
I like it.
So Tim, are you ready for your sales pitch again? Tell them what we're doing January 2nd, Mondays and Wednesdays in 2017.
We will be releasing positive news stories Mondays and Wednesdays, and on Fridays, we will be releasing an issue. We're going to be talking about what the issue is. We're going to be talking about the positive effects it has on society, and we're going to talk about how to fix whatever the negative issues are with that issue. Does that sound good? Sound better?
I like it. We're going to be talking with some things we're going to be talking about is how to use social media a little more healthy social media. See, now I'm messing up.
I wasn't sure what you said. You said healthily?
Healthier ways to use social media, like the power of positive thinking, having diversity in your life. We got an interview with who?
Oh, Jim Conway himself.
These are all coming on Friday, visual podcasts. You're going to get 3 times the positive truth. So what we need you to do is please share, please like it, please leave a review. That will move us up in the podcast charts, and that'll get more people hearing about us. We're on Facebook at the Positive Truth Podcast. TPT_podcast is our Twitter. Tim, do you have a positive quote?
No, I mean, I don't have a positive quote, but I do have my favorite quote of all time.
Really?
Yeah, by Steve Prefontaine. He was a runner, man.
I'm ready for it.
I don't run to see who the fastest. I run to see who has the most guts. The end.
I don't have any guts, so I'm not running anywhere.
Hey, if you have any positive stories you want to share, if you volunteered anywhere over the holidays, please let us know. Hit us up on social media, email us. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to talk about it. Is that a gnat?
On the gnat dropping in on us, we're out. We hope you have a wonderful week. See us in 2017.
Happy holidays.